And we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Travelers Podcast, Episode 8. This is our very first live podcast where, in a good chunk of it, and momentarily, we'll be taking some questions from a live audience. Ask us anything. So, my name is Logic Mage.
I am Super QGS.
And I'm Rambler.
And today, we're joined by Meepcom and alek.
Hello.
Hey there.
And also the rest of the Travelers community as they can interact in the chat.
Yeah, I'm really excited to, just get this on the road. Something I'm concerned about is typically if I say something stupid or mess up during the actual normal filming of the podcast, Bram could just cut it out. But that can't happen here. So this is what it's going to be like unedited. If you wanted to get a glimpse into that process.
Oh gosh, this is normally the part where we tell our guests that to not worry about anything awkward or dead air because we can cut it out in post. But now everyone gets to come along for the ride of all the awkward moments and dead air. So it's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm really excited.
Get ready for the most awkward podcast.
Gleck's excited for it.
All right, so we actually had to delay this podcast a week before deciding to do it live, just to spice it up a bit because it's been a bit dry recently. So we had to kind of search for some things and talk about things that might go back a few weeks. So our actual first topic for today is the fact that the chess tournament wrapped up, which isn't really recent news because it happened about 3 weeks ago by now. But there you go. It was a cool tournament.
I actually forget who won. Wasn't it?
Yeah, who won?
It was Toro, right?
No, it was me.
Meepcom won. We got the winner right here. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I tuned out in the finals. It was Trogadu versus Meepcom. Yeah.
GG Meepcom. I tried to beat him for mowers, but it did not work to how I planned it to.
Yeah.
However, I think he also said that if I pay him $40, then he will put one lawnmower somewhere in the trillion tile world, which honestly might be worth it. I'm not sure. I'm still thinking about it.
Honestly, just to have from my perspective, just having something that says, "Oh, I've had this specific impact on the game," by including this item that is a sort of a memoriam to whatever I did. That's pretty sick. I would do that. I'd pay money to have my item in the game.
I was honestly planning on just donating $30 to pay for a month anyway, so I might end up doing that soon, and I might just raise it. Oh, Lightning says or Gleck says Lightning can find the mower. That is true. I have no doubt in my mind that he can do it. It might take years, but he can do it.
I think we did some calculations where if like we had 30 bots or something cover a like an optimized area, it would take like maybe around a year, but you would be able to find it. So
that is true. But honestly, just having like the mower ID in the game would be crazy. That's what I'm really excited about.
Yeah, you should definitely go get that mowers.
Maybe after that I can battle to have it easier to find in the game, or realistically able to find in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of speaking about, this is kind of a side tangent. The cool thing about Travelers being such a small game is really anyone in the community has probably influenced the game one way or another. Because I remember I was the one that like suggested the word dismantle for the button in the game, and it's still like that. And it's just cool to like anyone in the community probably has had some kind of impact on the actual Travelers game, either the community or the physical game.
I mean, that was especially true during pre-release when stuff was very much still in development and you could have a lot of input in terms of suggestions. But even now, like if you achieve some kind of like crazy feat, like in terms of Lightning, he only really became active after the game launched, but he's already done like all this crazy stuff. And he's kind of like the infamous villain character that we all have to deal with every now and again. So just stuff like that, right? It's really awesome.
Exactly, and changing wood fence crafting recipes.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, actually, I think I influenced the wood fence crafting recipe by
We all
suggesting
did,
rope.
actually.
Yeah, you absolutely did. I mean, all 5 of us really, which is
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Because, you know, we're
It
all on
was
the
a
whole team.
yeah, it's a
But,
team
yeah.
effort.
Yeah, adding rope to the walls was like actually a really good idea. Yeah, I think that was like the perfect solution to kind of stop the automation of walls.
Pretty much anything can be automated. Some things like to lesser degrees than others, but I don't think there's going to be a way to fully stop automation. But it's definitely going to slow it down and make it more similar to you would automate like actually playing the travelers rather than automating like going straight for trees.
yeah, definitely. Like, I think there's no way to realistically restrict any and all automation, because, you know, bots are obviously still able to go into houses and whatever, get rope. It just takes longer, but it is still there.
But it's also still possible to make superstructures like we might talk about this a bit later, but Lightning WB and I are working on the Hunger Games arena, which should be happening relatively soon. I know we keep saying that, but you can still make pretty cool superstructures. And then also have we talked about I think we did talk about this last podcast about the new spawn thing, because the main issue with superstructures was that they would go around spawn and now you can't.
Hmm.
I think we said that last time though.
We did touch on that, yeah. So it's fair to not really remember what we did back then because typically we film these in like 2-week blocks, but this has been 3 weeks instead, so it's been a while.
Yeah, and I think this is more off the cuff than normal. So.
Definitely.
So I guess we'll get back on track. Next topic we have is the fact that Clue, I guess you would call it Clue 3, but that's not really like...
Well, wait, isn't it Clue 4?
I guess it would be Clue 4 then. It depends on like what you consider to be a clue or not, but some of us call it like steps, so like each destination is a step, whereas like those big images are clues. Whatever you want to call it. The most recent clue has been updated to be supposedly more legible, but we haven't been able to solve it given any of the changes thus far.
Yeah, and a little bit later in the podcast, we're gonna have a puzzle theorizing section, and we'll try to see if we can. We're probably gonna like rehash what we know or what we think we know, and then see if we can figure it out right now. So
That'd be awesome, just figuring it out on the podcast. I have no idea what's happening with that though. Taragady's roasting us because apparently it's super easy.
yeah,
Oh, this is something we actually don't have mentioned, but Targety just said that whoever solves the puzzle first will indeed get a free Steam key to his upcoming game, Puppet Masters. So less incentive if you're a cheap gamer, you don't want to pay for your stuff. Just use some math. That's it.
You can save a quick buck by putting who knows how many hours into solving these like
Just
horribly
spend
difficult puzzles.
a couple dozen hours into this game, and you can get a free Steam game that may or may not come out for the next 3 or 4 years. So we'll see.
And by horribly difficult, I mean horribly difficult in the best way, Toro. Don't worry, I'm not roasting you.
Oh yeah, he might be watching this. I'm not sure. If he is, please
Toro,
say
if you're
something in the
watching, can
chat.
you leave us a pog in the chat?
Oh yeah, please do.
this is YouTube, not Twitch. Thank you.
You can type pog. It's about pog and spirit, Bram. Come on.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mr. Taragadude, he has revealed his full name, so now we can all dox him and go to his house for the wedding, and it's going to be fantastic.
Exactly.
Yeah, name reveal. This goes hand in hand with the fact. I guess I might as well just amalgamate this in another topic we had because they're pretty well related. He's published a new book which is called The Scenario Project. It's on Amazon. I can actually put the link right here if you want to go check it out, just because we're shills. But yeah, it's pretty neat. I haven't actually gotten the chance to read it myself, partly because it literally just came out and I have to still order it, and it's got to come to Canada so it's going to come later than some other people that are here right now.
I get
when
it
they've ordered
tomorrow, I think.
That sucks, dude. I have to wait like a whole week. Anyway, should be
Well-
pretty hype. But yeah, he is. He's no longer using a pen name. He's using his actual name, which is. I don't know if I should.
No. Just,
I shouldn't mention it.
I mean, if they're interested, they can look in the book.
Yeah. Okay. I won't. I won't mention it. I was actually. I wasn't gonna say it. I just wanted to ask. But yeah, I'll leave it. I'll leave it at that.
Prerogative's
So it's pretty
full
neat.
name is Bartholomew Johnson. You heard it here first.
So I'll tell you what. Next podcast, if I don't like do a detailed written review or something, we can talk about our opinions on it once we've all read it. I suppose because I think a lot of us are interested. Or
Taraga Book Club, dude.
yeah, it'd be awesome. So yeah, look forward to that.
Also, so he's been writing this book for ages, but he said that if it sold, wasn't it 10,000 copies?
Right. So if we made a nice deal where if he sells 10,000 copies of the book, which I guess is like a combined total of both the physical sales and the ebook sales, I will be able to personally ship it to him. He will sign it and then ship it back to me, which is awesome.
I am also part of that deal, so heck
Yeah. So I think it's me, Bram, and Super that he's going to do that with. So I don't know if that really applies to everybody, but just kind of neat. I mean, I'm down.
I feel like it has to be people he trusts to some extent because he would be giving out his address.
Because
So.
exactly, yeah, he'd be giving out his home address, which is obviously sensitive information. So that's not going to apply to everybody. But if he personally offered it to you, that's pretty neat. I'm excited for that. But again, that's given that it sells 10,000 copies, which is a pretty tall order for someone's first publishing debut.
Yeah, it's hard to get books to sell really well. Also, so something I'm confused about is because I asked him if he would sign mine if I sent him a signed waffle chip that I still have actually like in my drawer right next to me. I still have the 2 waffle chips from the quesadilla. And he said yes, but I then asked him to clarify if he meant like under the condition that he sold 10,000 copies or can I do that at any time? And he didn't clarify. So now I'm kind of confused, but Taraga, dude, hit me up if you want some waffle chips. I'll sign it. I'll get you a plaque. It'll be fantastic.
Alec or Meep, are you planning to get the Taragadu's book? Or?
Yeah, I'm actually interested in it. I'm in Canada too, so it takes a bit longer to ship.
Yeah, fellow Canadian. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I'd be interested in reading a novel by Troggedude because half of what you do in the Travelers is read things, and that's kind of part of a lot of the flavor comes from. So I'm interested to read it like a full novel by the same person.
Yeah, the lore is definitely my favorite part about playing the actual game. I think the community is my favorite part of the game itself, but the lore is what I look forward to the most, which it kills me that there's so much lore we don't know yet because we're behind on the puzzle. But that's okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what makes it exciting to keep playing, right? So
definitely.
I'm glad.
Oh, that's right, Gleck. His name is William Alfredson. My bad.
Lightning WB has achieved the highest level ever. I think. Oh yeah, so that's the reason we say ever is because I think PFG had a higher level in pre-release, which is like, yeah, I could actually reference it if I look at the leaderboard right now. It was like 231, and at the time of recording, Lightning is now 239. So, yeah, I mean he's surpassed whatever amount there was before, and yeah, he's basically unstoppable.
And I think, oh, sorry. I was gonna say, I think Alec just hit level 200 today, right?
Yep, just this morning. And actually, yeah, Meepcom, it must have just hit it now, right?
Hey.
Or very soon.
Meepcom, go check your level.
2-ish hours.
That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
So you guys are how often do you guys bot?
All the time, every day.
I don't do it as much. I'm usually just walking in a straight line.
So Alec hitting 200 is interesting because he's not a full-time bot. He bots occasionally, but normally often enough is like a vanilla player. So
Yeah,
I guess he would be
semi-organic.
yeah. So
I don't
he's
like the bot
first.
too much.
That's how I play too. I bot if I'm like trying to get something, but normally I just go in a straight line. But he's the first like semi-organic player to get it because PFG and Lightning WB kind of like run on an full time on a bot, so they're not like organic. They're full-time bots. Well, alec is the first kind of like semi-bot to ever hit it.
It's expected that the first fully organic quote unquote player to hit 200 will be Slime Tiger, followed by Blamberry or Bramblery, and then myself. So whatever.
It's
Yeah,
not
I
that hard to
haven't.
say.
Oh, sorry. I definitely see the appeal of using a bot. It's probably a lot better than just because you can like reconnect automatically and all that jazz. But yeah, I mean, I'm not super comfortable with the idea of just relying on bots all the time. I think part of the appeal is just working on it myself. But then you have to deal with all the daily disconnects and stuff that Trogadu just can't seem to work out. You have to keep making sure that it's running.
Wait, you mean you don't watch it the whole time?
Nah.
Shoot. I'm kidding.
I'm glad
Yeah,
you guys said that. I got disconnected at some point.
Nice. It's all part of the experience.
You got to get to the corner and press the arrow key each time.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you use the auto function, that's not organic.
Exactly. You got to put the effort into it. Oh, hello, Tragadude.
Was he there?
He's in the chat. At least on
There's still
my end.
daily disconnects? There are indeed, Choro. I'm sorry.
There are many daily disconnects.
Not all the kinks have been worked out.
It was gone for a while, but now they're popping back up again.
You know what would be awesome? And this is like the ideal world. Just there aren't disconnects at all. And I can leave it on my computer worry free. But that's just not the case.
Toro,
at
just
the moment.
remove disconnecting. SMH,
Yeah, what
bro.
the heck?
I wonder if you could do something where this would be like, kind of like a janky thing, but you can make it so that there's an option where if you turn it on, like every minute it'll check if you're disconnected or not, and it'll try to reconnect. But I don't know how feasible that would be because that might not work with the back end super well.
You know what would be sick is if somebody makes like a plugin where it'll notify you on your phone or something if you're running it on your computer and it disconnects, so you can just go back and reconnect yourself. That'd be cool.
That would be
I don't
cool.
know if that's feasible at all, but yeah. Why didn't I think of that? Just redisconnecting. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, that's the penultimate patch right there.
I wonder if you could make like if someone could make a traveler's like mobile program or something where you could kind of fill out the captcha on that, so it'll just like text you or send you a notification, and you could just fill out the captcha and log back in, and then it would use that token in order to continue moving.
That would be sick. I bet Lightning could figure that out.
Lightning, you're the guy. You got this. Fix Toro's game for us after you break it for us. He is he lawful or is he chaotic? I don't even know at this point.
I think I labeled him as lawful. No, Alex lawful evil, and then Lightning is lawful. Or no, Lightning is
neutral evil.
Neutral evil. That's correct.
Okay, that makes sense.
We reserve chaotic evil for the the worst underlings of the dark Traveler's history.
Wouldn't that be James or whatever his name was?
Yeah.
Working on PM right now while I listen. That's cool.
It was James and then the guy that griefed the Sonic holes pixel thing.
I still need to rebuild that. I will do it someday.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I get paranoid building out of holes because it's the easiest thing to make pixel art out of, but then who knows if the drops are going to change and it'll despawn.
I always just use cloth or whatever because there's no way they can Tornado can justify including that in the whole dissipation algorithm or whatever, how it works. So again, like it can only be stuff like sticks, which are extremely common, and the actual metals. So I'm not very concerned about it.
That's true. Slight puzzle spoiler, but the true Chad way to make pixel art is to just bury shards in forests to get the triangles. That's the ideal.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not
Wow.
making whole art out of shards, then that's disappointing.
What a traveler's noob.
Somebody's gonna do that now.
And it's gonna be Lightning WB, I swear.
Of course. He's making notes as he listens to this. There's some. This isn't related. There's some people arguing in this other Discord I'm hosting over whether Canada has Thanksgiving or not. So I'm just gonna ignore that. God, where are the? Okay, I'm so lost. Here we go. All right. So what else? Star Wars.
Lightning hit
Oh,
20
sorry,
million
sorry.
XP. I don't think we
We
said that.
already. Oh.
I
well,
don't think we
okay. All right.
specified that.
Yeah.
Which is
It
cool,
goes hand in hand.
but we're probably not going to say
Yes.
every time you go up 10 million lightning. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
Every single step he takes is the traveler's world record.
That is true if you think about it. Interesting.
Okay. Star Wars. You're wrong, Troiga, dude. I think we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
No explanation.
No.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay. All right. So if you're not aware, we're playing some Lego Star Wars in the just the community chat yesterday. We were doing this little stream. Me and Bram. It was pretty cool. We're doing a remote play on Steam. Little laggy, but it works. So we're just having a good time till Troiga decides to come along and he says, yeah, I don't really think the first 6 Star Wars films are all that great. Or I think he just said like the Star Wars films in general. So yeah, he hates Star Wars. You gotta send him your vitriol. How dare you hate something so iconic?
The first 6, that's a wide range of quality and different
I think
types of films right there.
I think he said all the main series movies, like 1 through
there.
9, which I can agree with some of those, but not all of them were bad.
We need to, in order to rebel against this, we need to
allow me to clarify.
Everyone buy Taragi's book and burn it out of spite. Specifically 10,000. Just that's a good number, I feel like.
Oh, but he still makes money off that. We gotta figure out some other kind of
No. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh.
It's fine.
Sorry, I didn't pick up on that. Yeah, go buy 10,000. There are 0 good mainstream Star Wars movies. Why are you all still subscribed to this guy? I don't understand. He somehow managed to amass 9,000. Man, I think he said something about like how Solo is one of the best ones or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he did say
The only
that.
reason people think for Chaga, dude, no. It's not true.
Alright, just send a whole bunch of hate his way when he does his live stream on Monday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I'm sure there's a lot of overlap between the 9,000 Dragadude subscribers and the 10 people who are watching right now.
Also, King Lek brought up a good point. So, wait, what exactly? How does Canadian Thanksgiving work? This is so completely removed from on topic, but I don't care at this point.
Yeah, well, this is Canadian Thanksgiving comes first.
Yeah, it happens in October.
Yeah,
that's pretty well. It's the exact same holiday. It just happens earlier for whatever reason.
Wait, but what is it like? Is it the anniversary of anything, or what is it for?
I'm actually not sure. Canadian Thanksgiving. Which celebrates the harvest and other blessings of past year significance. No, it's the exact same. It's for the exact same celebration, of like being thankful for things. But I don't know. I guess just to distinguish it because we got to be different from the Americans in some way.
See, in America, Thanksgiving is a celebration of George Washington himself being brought down by eagles from the heavens with 4 AK-47s. And he uses them to propel himself to the ground like a jetpack. And then we all eat turkey, and it's a pretty good time. That actually happens every Thanksgiving. That is true, by the way.
It's very interesting. Here, it's just about eating food, pretty much.
Honestly, that's kind of lame, guys. You need to work on your Thanksgiving.
You need to get better food.
Man. Taro's in the chat justifying his viewpoint. He said Rogue One was better than all of 1 and 9. I'll tell you this. I liked Rogue One. I think it was about as good as 7. I don't know if it's like better than the collective quality of 1 through 9, but
I think
watched Rogue One and I don't remember any of it.
I think it's like top 3 probably, in my opinion. That's my thoughts on that.
Gleck, your dad deep fries the
I've
turkey.
never had deep fried turkey.
That's the most American thing I've ever heard.
Oh boy.
But honestly, I want to try that, Gleck. I'm coming over to your house for Thanksgiving.
All right. Unless we have anything else to say about Star Wars, is that it in terms of our list of topics?
Puzzle.
Could do
Puzzle. Gotcha.
What was that, Alec?
Oh, he's gone.
Alec?
Oh yes, I'm back.
Well, where'd you go? It was only like 5 seconds.
Lost my train of thought. Let's go to the puzzle.
Puzzle. Alright.
Sick.
Does anyone have a picture of the puzzle so I can throw it up, or the current clue so I can throw it up on the
Well,
screen?
let's see
sure.
if the wonderful puzzle page on the wiki is updated, because I know I didn't do it.
It's not.
Is it not?
I
Let's
don't
see.
think so. I meant to do it, but I completely forgot about it.
Okay, I see step 8. I don't know if it's the step 8, like the current one, but oh no, clue 8 version 2. Okay, 6. Whoever put this up here subtitled it. So thank you for that. Let me post it here. Oh, someone beat me to it. Sick. All right. So it is certainly a clue. That
Graham,
much is
can you
true.
put it up on screen?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now.
All right.
And yeah, this is the 4th clue image.
My dad deep fries turkey. It's pretty good. It isn't breaded or anything. It's just a vat of whatever oil hooked up to propane. Then he heats the turkey in. The skin tastes great. Oh.
It sounds like it tastes great, I'll tell you that.
Jeez.
Oh god, it's so big.
Dude, I'm just envisioning that in my head of like a boiling turkey soaking up all the fats and juices. Oh, good. Okay, so we got the clue. I'm hoping you guys are going to be leading this conversation because I am honestly not sure where to start with this one.
Yeah, I think either Alec or me should like rehash what we know or what we think we know. Or...
Yeah, Meep, go ahead. Go ahead, Meep. Solve it.
All right.
Do it live.
There's clearly numbers here. Specifically 9 and 7. Oh, there's 5s over there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we got some 9s, some 7s, some 5s. Maybe a 2 somewhere. A 3.
Oh yeah, there's
lots of numbers. Yeah, there's a 1. Got some negative numbers too. Yeah, very interesting.
Oh god.
So I think everyone listening is probably familiar with the puzzle to some extent, right? Like we don't have to explain how all the numbering system works or how it's in base 9, right?
I think we're probably good unless anyone has any questions.
All right.
Well, yeah, in the previous or one of the previous clues, there are some aspects of the clue that are in base 9 and others that are not. And like in the second clue, there was a portion where you had to translate the Fibonacci sequence. I think, yeah, you translated the Fibonacci sequence in base 9 to Oh yeah, you translated the Fibonacci sequence to base 9 and then back to base 10 after you've taken a certain portion of the Fibonacci sequence. And so there's some translating back and forth that goes on in a clue. And I don't really know where that's going on here. I do think that something similar is happening where we have to
I mean, there's factors and things, like, we've been really caught up with the fact that there's things cubed, but we can't really figure out what stuff means, like, we either know that the funny WU symbol is probably prime, but I don't think we know how to really get it.
Yeah.
Some people were talking about how typically when we get these clue sheets, there's a big box on the top. So that's kind of represents a tutorial box. What's interesting about this image is that it almost looks like there's a tutorial box within a separate tutorial box. Like as if to say, okay, great, you've solved this portion. Now take that and apply it to this. And then after you've done that, apply that answer to this. So it's pretty clear about, or at least people seem to be able to tell what the order is that we need to solve this in. But we're not sure how to get there.
Yeah, I actually made an image of that, but it's the latest clue is outdated on that image. But yeah, there's a that is really weird about the tutorial box within the tutorial box. I'm not really sure what the significance of that is, other than that this one within the other box is supposed to be somehow equal to that 5 cubed equation.
It's almost like parentheses, like you do the thing inside this first and then apply it to the next thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I've just had an idea after you were talking about the Fibonacci thing. So we had to take the first 40 digits of the Fibonacci sequence
Yeah, first
in base
40.
9. So what if we have to take the first 125 digits of something, and then that's the value of the other one? Because I feel like that kind of explains why there's a box in a box. Like, the first box would just be telling you how to get that sequence, and then the second one pointing to the symbol is saying that's what the symbol is.
So you're saying you think the W is the whatever the 3 triangles add up, or wait, can you say what you're saying again?
All right, so that's 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. So if the tutorial box in the tutorial box was like trying to describe a sequence, which I don't know how it is, but if it is, maybe you take the first 125 digits of that, and then that's your number, and that's what the W symbol is.
Interesting. Yeah, I see what you're saying, but yeah, like you said, I don't know what sequence it would be trying to describe at this point.
The only thing I can think of is prime numbers, because another thing is that the 5 times 5 times 5 equation is it's not like, how do I explain this? It's coming off of the bottom half of the left tutorial box. It's not like just coming off the center, or it seems to be very specifically off the bottom half, as if it relates specifically to the 7 rather than the 9.
Yeah, we've been talking about that for a while.
Yeah.
I'm still on the side that it's just coincidental and it doesn't mean anything. But until we figure out anything, I guess we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just why I thought it might relate to prime numbers, because I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what else that it's trying to tell us.
Watch the clue get updated tomorrow, and it's perfectly centered between the two.
Or even worse, it's at the top.
Oh no.
Imagine.
He's gonna update it, and it's gonna be the same thing, but like mirrored, just to screw with us.
You're like, oh no, an entirely different factor to consider now. Glack in the chat. Does this clue have anything related to, or does this clue relate to pi at all? Not as far as we know, because the symbol for pi established in clue 3 is nowhere to be found here. So, not to our knowledge. It will probably be applied at a later date.
Have we used pi yet at all?
Nope, it's just there.
Mm-mm.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't see how pi would work anywhere here. But yeah, so we've all kind of agreed that the I wish I could. I wish I was able. I could like somehow point at the sections of the clue.
If you want a screen share, I could probably put it up on the screen.
You could do the Inkscape thing if you want.
Yeah, if you and screen
Yeah.
share it
Yeah.
here, and I could put it in there.
All right.
How about you, Taragator? Do you have any ideas of how we could solve this clue?
Yeah, you seem to be one of the more math inclined people in the community, so I'm interested to hear what you think.
You know, just leave a comment in the chat. You know, help us out. I'll give you 30 rope if you solve it.
I think the solution to this is probably worth a little more than 30, but
Yeah.
dang, I still owe Phineas like 75 rope. I haven't given that to him yet
No.
for James's bounty.
Yeah, I should be good to put it up on the screen as soon as you're good, Alec.
Oh, targeting with
Uh-oh.
edge theory. Okay, so here's what I think. I'm set.
Oh, you don't? Okay, hold on. I need to give you.
That's stream.
Yeah, I need to give him permission to do it, I guess. I don't know why he would do it. Alright there, hopefully one of those fixed it, maybe?
Yes, that worked.
Alrighty.
All right.
Okay, so this is visible.
Yes.
Good.
Yep.
All right. So what I was saying is, we all agree that these sections, these symbols, the number equals whatever this T symbol, that these are the number of unique factors
Yes.
for each number, including the negatives. But then I forget who said this. I think it was King Glack theorized that it's just the number minus 2, which is also true for both of them.
Oh, I think I made a joke about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like it's probably just a coincidence.
Probably. I was also trying to think of other potential things it could be besides unique factors, and it really does seem like that is what it's supposed to be. And this is clearly connected in the same way that this is to the W's here.
Yeah. So a number with 8 unique factors.
Either a number with 8 unique factors, but then it specifically connects to this W cubed, which looks a lot like this.
So perhaps we could assume that W cubed will have 8 factors? Is that fair to say?
I think
Yeah.
so.
And I guess the only thing, if that's all right, then the only thing we need to figure out is how you get this from this.
Okay, so we would work backwards in this case.
Yeah,
Because
basically.
we already know. Okay, so we already know that. Let's go right. So let's go off the assumption that W cubed has 8 factors, and then whatever. So it's sideways triangle cubed is equal to W. So what's let me look at this chart here. Maybe we should put that in the Inkscape, so the watchers can see it too.
Which chart?
Like the clue 1, which has the symbols on it.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, it's a bit small, but hopefully it'll fit. There you go.
Okay.
Watch James's theory be right, and they're supposed to represent tanks.
Hey,
We
you
didn't
never
believe
know.
him this whole time.
So, okay, so it's 5 cubed specifically. So it's 125, which talked about. How many factors does 125 have?
8.
8. Okay, that's convenient.
Yeah, it's convenient, but also a bit frustrating because it doesn't help at all. It's just the same thing.
It doesn't produce a batch of
Doesn't-
coordinates nice and
yeah.
neatly.
And it doesn't connect these two things at all. And they clearly have some kind of connection. Or maybe that is the only connection. Maybe it's just that's the only thing you're supposed to get from this, is that this is the amount of unique factors for a number. But I don't know if that's... I don't know how you produce anything from that.
Yeah, I think that's been my biggest problem with this clue is I don't see how it would ever give out coordinates. Like I don't see it at all.
I think we had that same problem with clue 2 as well, where we had no idea how we were supposed to take the information we were given and just kind of force it to turn into this nice neat set of just coordinates to go to. So it's the same issue here.
I just remembered another thought I had. And this, I was trying to think of ways of, how you can get coordinates out of this, how you can get either coordinates or direction to a specific location. And one of the things I was thinking of was these arrows, and that maybe this top part relates to one coordinate, and the bottom part relates to the second coordinate. So, because
Oh,
Oh, okay,
your
that's plausible.
x coordinate and your y coordinate, or whatever you want to call them, left to right, up and down. And the reason I feel like that might be something is that this 5 cubed is next to this one, which is the up and down one, and the location, the general location here, would be very far down on the up and down axis.
It's worth
And
mentioning
not
that
to- yeah.
the location of that dot right there, like at the very bottom, was not the same as in the previous clue. So it was actually just smack dab in the middle of the negative quadrant. Because if we're assuming that's a number.
Yeah.
But just something to keep in mind. I don't know if that's significant at all for solving
Yeah.
the clue, but yeah.
I feel like that does. It definitely gives a hint on that, where
I feel like if it was meant to have no significance, it wouldn't have moved. Like, because, like you said, it was originally in one spot, and it was, when it was updated to give a little bit more clarity, it was moved. So I feel like there has to be, like, a meaning behind it.
Yeah, that's fair.
definitely.
yeah, and I do think that would at least it's at least the start of an idea that has a clear result, where just have to figure out either you're supposed to get coordinates, specific coordinates from that, or if this is like some sort of direction on where to go. It's you don't get specific coordinates, but you get directions to the coordinates.
Yeah, Glack just said in chat, based on what you guys are saying, do you think we have to get something to multiply it by 125? I don't think so, personally. I feel like if anything, we have to do something with 125. Or like... See, I think the thing that makes most sense is the cube at 125, but at the same time, I don't really see how that helps. And it's gotta be more complicated.
Yeah, no, I think we just have to cube something. Maybe not necessarily 5, but something is going to be getting cubed. And I think that would be the up and down coordinate.
What do you think the two arrows in the first tutorial box, the one that's pointing up and the one that's pointing down, do we have any idea what we think that means, or?
I mean, 5 is greater than 4 and less than 6 if you are taking the up arrow to mean bigger than and the down arrow to mean lower than, but other than that, I have no idea.
There's that, and there's also not prime and prime. And there's also...
That's interesting.
There's also the idea of it being these just resembling, like, this is the first coordinate and this is the second coordinate. But I don't know, that feels kind of...
Yeah.
That doesn't feel very solid.
It feels like there almost isn't enough information because it's like there's only 2 numbers and 2 arrows, and it's like they could mean anything.
Is there anything other than factors that this could be resembling? That's something else I've been thinking of. Like, if it could be maybe not specifically resembling factors of a number, but a method that you go through to get to a location.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but
No,
I think
I
you're
get
honest.
I get what you're saying. I don't know what else it would be, because it definitely seems like it should be factors. Like,
it does.
Another thing is if it is like the top one's the top coordinate and then the second one's the bottom coordinate, is you'd only have to solve one of those and then you could just kind of scan the whole thing relatively easily.
That's true. Okay, well, if you're going off that assumption, how do you think the top part is supposed to just magically turn into like a set of coordinates? Because that's something I don't understand. If you're on the assumption that you take the bottom part and process it a little bit more throughout those steps, what happens to the top part that just makes it feed into that?
I think that I had a thought on that, but that didn't actually. I don't actually like that. But it might have to do with, again, this right here. It might be that this is supposed to be the coordinate. So it might be again, it might not be coordinates specifically. It might be just a direction.
Yeah, it could even be like slope or an angle or something.
Yeah. Oh, an angle. That's interesting. Actually, I like that, an angle from the center of the world. That would be cool, but I'm not sure if that's it.
yeah, gut feeling tells me that's not. It would be cool,
Yeah.
but yeah, gut feeling is, yeah.
That's what we thought Clue
But-
3 was at some point, but yeah, I mean, it would be. I feel like that's might be a little more elaborate than what's being conveyed here.
Yeah, but I do think it's something like that. That's how. That's the sense I'm getting from this, is that it's not just. It's not like the other clues where you get specific numbered coordinates. It's more of a. I guess a method to. Actually, here's something. What if it's not one specific location, like one tile? What if it's a general area that it's pointing to?
I don't think that's impossible. But I don't see what to do once we find the general area. Like, I can't. Like, obviously, people are going to end up in that area eventually. What is there that's preventing people from just finding it randomly? So I feel like, from what we've seen, there's safeguards on each spot to some extent to make sure they can't be. Like, the information can't be gotten randomly. So.
Yeah.
I know another theory we had about coordinates is that if we found the number, the x coordinate would be the negative number, and then the y coordinate would be the negative number squared, because that's one of the factor pairs and one of the 8 pairs. But I just realized that that wouldn't work because you could just check all of those possible ones since they lie in a curve. So
This is a good discussion, but do you have anything else you want to talk about before we, just before we can segue into the final segment of the episode, just for the sake of time? But
Yeah, does anyone want to figure it out in the next 30 seconds? Come on.
yeah,
Yeah, I wish I had more right now.
Hopefully, this fuels some brainstorming just amongst the community.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I think
that's
I have like I feel like I'm a little more enabled now to actually be able to kind of figure some things out. But yeah, thank you for that. Okay. So this is going to be our final segment of the episode. Ask us anything. We are open. Live chat's open. You'll be able to submit your questions, and we'll try to answer them to the best of our abilities. So get those going. I'm hyped.
I'm hoping we get some questions.
Well, there's 9 people watching, so that's 9 opportunities for us to receive some nice questions. Super. I think
I don't see a question. Don't see anything. All right.
Oh.
He's gonna ban me from the chat.
Oh, I can still see the message because I'm a mod. That's nice. Maybe there's only one. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It is confusing. Yeah, especially that.
You
part,
made
but-
it too hard, Toro.
Tori,
Why do you hate us?
You just saw us brainstorm. You see exactly where our problems are, so
Yeah.
that's the point.
Toro, I assure you, we really, really want to solve it, but it's just hard.
Hopefully, I wanna start doing it more consistently. We just do puzzle solving VCs. We see what happens. We try to figure it out.
Yeah, I just haven't been that focused on the puzzle lately.
I agree with that.
And it's nice to get back into it though.
Yeah.
I think we should maybe do another puzzle VC tomorrow. You know, sleep on what we talked about, and
I'd be down.
That's a good idea.
I think we're on the cusp of it. We just kind of have to put some things together. Yeah, after witnessing these thought processes, I've made the judgment that the clue still needs no updates.
Oh well, okay.
Okay.
I just
Interesting.
solved
Okay.
it then.
Yeah, so we're good.
Okay, so given that it needs no updates, that means that the bottom part, that's the arrow, probably is referring to the bottom
Okay.
part.
I think we're close. Yeah, I think that's what you can read into that.
well, no,
to
I think
say-
what we can read into that is that we don't have a fundamental flaw in our understanding. I think that's
Okay.
all we can attain.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree. I agree. This is filler.
See, we don't get to cut this.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
You get to see us in our most awkward state, not saying anything.
Honestly, this has been way better than I feel like it normally is. I feel like we've done a good job at filling in the air.
Yeah, because now
good.
there's pressure to keep
Exactly. There's
talking.
pressure on us. We
We
can't
know
just slack off and expect Bram to edit everything.
Bram loves editing this podcast episode.
Oh, I know he does.
He's like, gosh dang it, guys, you could have been doing it this well this whole time.
Exactly.
You guys could just solve the puzzle on the podcast, says Rex Rex.
Well, like,
We could. That's hard though. Sing us a
The
song, Logic. What song? You gotta request a song.
Oh, God.
the last clue, super. You basically solved it on a voice chat.
Yeah, that's true. Just throwing ideas out as a
Yep.
group.
That's why I think a puzzle VC is a good idea. I'm all for it. King Glack, do you think we should start interpreting it all wrong? So, it's a good question.
That's genius.
Unfortunately, he's now seen that our thought process is not as misaligned as we could make it seem, so I don't think that's an option, even if we wanted to.
We have to misinterpret everything so badly that he changes it, and then we can use the changes to, like, it just makes it easy. He just makes it a
Okay,
text file.
I think the clue is trying to tell us to delete our accounts.
What? Never log in again? Wow, dude,
Yeah.
what a crazy clue.
Never donate.
Boycott
Donating
travelers.
stops the clue.
XX, Sing never gonna give you up. I could, but I don't want to torture everybody, so. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say no to that. Sorry.
Wow. Logic hates his fans.
No. I mean, I would. It's just I'm concerned that everyone's gonna hate me after I sing it, so it's a matter of personal taste. Let's do a terrain finder to find evolution to solve the clue. If anyone's gonna find it by accident lightning, it's probably you. So
Yeah, Lightning, how haven't you stumbled across like every single clue location?
I was about to say, we were having a discussion in chat. It might have even been yesterday, where we were discussing about how Lightning was probably going to stumble across a different clue at some point because stuff like clue 4 is actually just kind of sitting out in the open. You don't need any like items to just stumble across it by accident. So it's entirely likely that they'll find like clue 7 or something way in the future, but just have no means to access it at all because we haven't gotten that far yet.
Yeah, because I think you needed the clue. This was obviously, well, I guess this whole live stream's been a spoiler. But the fortress, you could get into the fortress, but in order to get to the actual clue, you needed the key, which means we could have found this earlier and known exactly where it was, but we couldn't get any actual information from it. We would just know that it was there. And I feel like most puzzle things are going to be kind of like that, where we can find out where it is, but it's not really going to help us work backwards very much, and then also not help us work forwards.
I disagree to some extent.
No.
I think it's probably gonna be like more half, like because like with the black cloud going around, like to get the key, like you couldn't stumble across that accidentally. Like the chances of stumbling across that accidentally were astronomical. Like. So I feel like it's gonna be like half. Like some of it you'll be able to find, some of it you're gonna be like gated in some way from even being able to see it.
Yeah, King Glack, I'm assuming that the final portion of the clue will definitely not be in the open. It'll probably have some absurd requirement that you would never find in a million years if you hadn't actually solved the puzzle yourself.
It's probably going to be at the center.
I'm sure it's well. We've already had to go back to the center like 2 or 3 times now. I'm sure we'll have to do it again.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like Tchaikovsky's gun. You gotta go back at the end.
I think once the final bit of the clue is solved, there won't be a monument in the center anymore. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe it blows up.
The world will change somehow, I'm sure of it.
It's gonna be a rocket. It's gonna blast off.
Actually, wait, yeah. Actually, I don't think it can disappear because Taraga Dude said it would be solvable even after someone solved it. So probably not.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It probably like I'm sure something will change. Something that will, because we've already seen that like events that we thought were permanent, like in how they were presented, have already actually changed, or they've been influenced based on how we've solved certain things in the puzzle. So, for example, when we blew up all the pyramids or the spires or whatnot, then we went back to the pyramid, it changed from white to black or something like that. So, actual puzzle elements have shifted before based on our actions in the world, which is neat. So I'm fully confident that something will happen to the monument at some point that'll change how it looks or how it's described.
I think that's very true. Also, 2 things, Mr. Taragadude, if you're still watching. 1, there better be a way to get past the wall, because that would be super cool. And 2, I'm super mad that the fog, the magical fog, that's so lame, because I thought it was gonna be like, there's like a spaceship that follows an orbit around the world, and that's why it's in a different place that like you can calculate each time, because it passes over and like goes down in a certain day, and like you could be abducted into the spaceship event and explore the spaceship where the clue would be on, and then it was just like, oh, here's magical fog, and then here's like a weird purple key, and I'm like, dude, come on, what
That's
are
when
you
you
thinking?
get to meet the aliens.
Well, these are aliens, though. What if the fog is the ship?
That's a good point.
Ooh,
Yeah.
maybe it's like a tractor beam fog thing.
Yeah.
No,
Maybe
what if
you
these-
actually
these-
were on the spaceship.
What if these aliens are just not made of solid matter? They're made of gas.
That's
It's
a
just-
good point.
You never know. They're aliens.
All right, Tarug, dude, you might be redeemed, but I've got my eye on you.
I'm
Glock,
sure.
I am fully certain that at some point, they're gonna go to like this. At some point, we're gonna be able to access this like alternate little small realm where you can do a bunch of stuff. I'm sure.
Oh,
of it.
that'd be super cool.
I
I think
agree with
he
that.
Like it would only be like a one screen large, but it have like all this lore and like maybe some small gigantic library. That's what I would do, and that's like at the end of the game.
like an instance or something. I know he said that he
Mhm.
was considering adding other dimensions, but decided not to. But it would be cool if there's like more almost pocket
Yeah.
dimensions or areas. you
Yeah,
can
like
go to.
little. Yeah, exactly, like little pockets you can. That like even just like one little thing at the end of the game when you solved it has like, hey, this is your reward. Only you can get here because you were like the first one or something. It'd be cool.
That'd be
It
awesome.
just never happens again. Guess we'll find out.
Or maybe the first 10 people, like you get a statue in that room. It's
Yeah.
like credits, something like that would be cool.
Yeah. Anything else from anybody about anything?
Last call for questions from your favorite podcast hosts.
It could be questions for all of us about travelers, not about the travelers, about one of us, anything you want.
We were gonna watch unrelated, but I guess that's the point. We're gonna watch Shrek 2 last weekend, but nobody showed up, so that was awkward.
I'm sorry about that. That's mine and Bram's
You know what?
fault.
You know
Are
what?
we,
We
are we
could-
good to go tomorrow though? Same
I am
time?
set. I
Are
am
we
fully
good?
set.
Can we do it?
I would
I
love
am
to.
good to go tomorrow.
Okay. We're literally scheduling this live.
Alright,
Let's
we're
go.
doing Shrek tomorrow,
Alright.
7 p.m. EST.
I'm putting it in the community chat literally right now. Here we go.
Official.
All right.
Super, you want to go ahead and tackle Charles' thing while I type this out?
Oh yeah. What is your favorite lore theory? I think there's a lot that kind of intermingle with each other, and I think aliens is probably the most popular one. That something extraterrestrials happened.
I mean, I think it makes the most sense. It's fun. That's a fun idea, hopefully.
It could be an interstellar type thing where the aliens are just us from the future or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually what a dark room does. So in a dark room, I think they're called wanderers or something. The plot twist kind of at the end is that the people on this planet that was like damaged in like an alien war are actually the aliens, and you at the end you get your spaceship and you go back to your homeland. Or I think it's been a while since I've played it, and I don't even know if I've played the full version. But
It's a cool story. I just haven't really gotten far into it because I'm not really into idle games, which I know is a totally hypocritical thing to say, considering how deep I am into this rabbit hole of the Travelers. So, but yeah, I think part of why I've kind of like tolerated it so long, or maybe tolerate is not the right word, but just kind of like played it so long is because it is still part adventure game, which is one of my
That's
favorite
true.
genres. So. It's sort of this melding of the genre that I don't really like with the genre that I do like. So, yeah.
My
It's
favorite
definitely
theory.
aliens. Yeah. Are we gonna mention the unreleased leaked text, or are we just gonna pretend it doesn't
No, no,
exist?
I think pretend it doesn't exist.
Okay, we're gonna pretend it doesn't exist.
What were you saying, Alec?
Never mind.
What was there's a leaked text?
Nope. We're not gonna talk about that. Sorry.
Okay.
I'll DM you later.
Yeah. I actually made sure some of the travelers were described as humans in some of the events because I didn't want to copy the plot twist of ADR. It's funny. There's some very obvious signs that it was a big inspiration for this game as well.
Alec, what were you saying? You're saying your favorite theory is something?
My favorite theory is that it's all just a dream.
I know.
That would be the most horrible plot twist ever,
Yeah.
and I think Toro knows.
Well, like, was that like Super Mario 2 or something? I forget. No, that would be
No,
awful.
Galaxy. I think.
I think
Which
it might have been
which is-
Super Mario
Isn't
2.
Super Mario 2? Isn't? Oh,
No.
Am I wrong?
It's
Okay.
Galaxy, I think, because you Well, actually, you know what? You know what I like about Galaxy's ending is that it's kind of left ambiguous as to like what exactly occurred. I'd have to look up the wiki or whatever. I don't think it's all a dream, but it's kind of implied that at the end, where like Mario wakes up in this like in these flowers, and then like everyone else is there along with all like the villains, and they're having a party.
Or it could
Okay.
Love that game, man.
I have a confession.
Go ahead.
I've never beat Super Mario Galaxy. As a kid, I got all the way up to like the final, like on the way to like defeating the final boss. There's like the level you have to go through before that,
Yeah.
and I could not beat it, and so I have no idea what the ending of Super Mario Galaxy
no,
is like.
Super! It's such a good game.
I loved it. I know it's an amazing game. I played like 99% of it,
Oh my god!
and I never finished.
I've never seen the final cutscene of it, I don't think, because the version of it I had for the Wii, I guess it got scratched or something, and it freezes and crashes every time the final cutscene tries to load. So I've never seen.
It's a great ending. It actually explains the entire Mario universe pretty much.
Oh, okay, all right. So I only touched on like the very final moments, but there was like a cutscene at the end where it kind of like, okay, I know it's like 10 years old, but I won't spoil it. It's like, I love that game to death, dude. Go play it if you haven't.
I can
Oh my
see
goodness.
myself going back and just playing through the whole thing
It's
because I don't
so
even think
good.
I have the Wii that I played that on anymore.
I bought 3D All Stars just because it has Galaxy on it, and I want to play that on the Switch wherever I go, so I can play it portably in HD. I love that game to death, man. It's like it gets me emotional every time I like, start up a new file. I don't know.
That's awesome.
I love it. You have permission to hunt me down and kill me if the game ends with you waking up. That's good to know, Tara.
I will hold you to that.
Yep, we're holding you to that.
It's gonna be a cycle. It's gonna be you're gonna beat the game and then you're gonna like be back to the intro cutscene.
Oh god.
Oh, classic.
The cycle repeat. That'll be like the second worst way this ends. The cycle repeats itself, and you get reset back to like level 1 or whatever, and you're back in the center of the world.
I would flip my table and just walk out of my house.
It just like doesn't explain anything.
Exactly. It leaves like all those little plot threads like unanswered.
Oh no.
Good.
This is a question actually for me. What do you hope that the game still has somewhere hidden in it?
Did you ask yourself a question?
Yes, but also the rest of you.
Lol, the No Man's Sky. Yes, exactly like that.
Oh gosh.
Is that still the ending? It better not be. I know it had like a ton of updates to it, right? But that was the original ending.
All right, I'm just gonna answer my own question then.
All right, go ahead.
Obviously, number one, lawnmowers, of course. Meme,
Yep.
haha, funny.
Well, okay, so I'll tell you what. I don't think lawnmowers are in the game just because Toro said that he would add them into the game, assuming you donated. So that implies that they're not. So I think we can conclusively say that they're probably not in the game as of yet.
Or he's just gonna scam this child out of $40 because they're already in the game somewhere. Something else that I hope you can do And this is a wish list, so like I'm not actually gonna be disappointed if you can't do it. But it's like, oh man, that would be cool. Is
Yeah,
if some there's the walls. I want like a lore explanation for what the walls are.
I'm sure there will
Oh,
be
yeah.
one.
And it
I'm
says,
sure. Yeah.
I want there to be something like past the walls, or like at least mentions what is past the walls, and then also like maybe a way to get past the walls would be awesome.
I don't know if any of you have played or at least know a bit about the game Abduction.
Never heard of it.
Yeah,
I have not.
Oh,
Either.
okay. Well, it's a puzzle game by Cyan, and there's something in that game about alien abduction and walls specifically. And I was thinking,
Oh wait, no, I have heard of this. That's cool. Those are the
Yeah,
people that made Myst, right?
yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm just checking right now. That's actually on my to play game wish list.
Oh, really?
Same here.
Yeah.
From Rexrex, do you think there's events that still have hidden things that we haven't figured out yet? I remember in one of the cities, something moved in a building. I was always curious about it. Yep, I still think there are at least one or two things we haven't seen in that front. Because you already know that there's stuff you can retroactively do in those areas once you've obtained items in the puzzle areas. So the flash drive is an obvious one. You can get it from the military base, plug it into one of the computers back at some of the other locations. I think there's two you can do it in, and then you get a little more lore out of that. I still think that there's going to be some areas where you can take items from later areas back to older ones and then do other things with them.
Something like what's the secret room for in I think City 2? There's a door, and if you go to it, you drown.
Right.
Is there
But
something there?
There's something in there.
There's gotta be.
Yeah. You'll get like a scuba mask or something maybe later, and then you can just go down there. It'd be awesome.
I know we were kind of predicting that you might be able to use a boat, but I don't think that's gonna work.
From Toro, one of the reasons the Monument and Travelers is so close to the starting location is because I knew I could never live up to the hype of building an entire game about reaching the World Center, inspired by NMS's failure. This is one of my first things I decided as far as gameplay story goes. Yeah. Because obviously sorry, my mic or my headset cut out. Yeah, because the object of No Man's Sky, as far as I'm still aware, is to reach the center of the universe. But part of the irony in that is that, at least in the original game, I don't know I haven't really explored anything past launch. Is you have to get to the center of the universe. That's the object of the game, and everything feeds into that goal of traveling further and further in. And then once you get there, as we discussed, the only thing that happens is basically it's the ending that we said that we would hate, is that like the cycle continues or whatever, and then you just get put back to the very start of the game, and that's it.
Does it not explain anything or have anything?
No, it doesn't. Like, at least at launch, there was, and I think there was like this whole other plot line about like this mysterious civilization that was like doing all these things, but no, there was no resolution to it at all. That was it.
Gosh.
And everyone hated it, like rightfully so. So that was the idea, and as Toro said, inspired by NMS's failure. I think the object of finding the end of a puzzle, rather than like, oh, what's at the center of the universe, is more appealing. Just because I think like it's way more abstract. Because the end of it's the same sort of goal in a way, because you're working towards something to solve. Like, in the Traveler's instance, you're working to solve a mystery, right? Like, what happened to us? And you continually like find little clues that are pointing towards a solution that we're presumably going to find once we solve everything. But in terms of like No Man's Sky, oh, let's get to the center of the universe. It's just like it's so one note, right? It's very
Yeah.
one off. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I think that's interesting. Toro, dude, yeah, you finally click the button to warp to the center of the universe, and the camera just zooms out and out until you're back outside the universe. It goes black, and you start over.
That's awful. Dude, when are we gonna be able to excavate the train and create railroads so we can go faster? We
That's
gotta
gonna be after the
trains
product update.
trains update when, Toro.
You can move 2 tiles per second.
We need a subway that's underneath where you can go faster.
Well, I guess that
with
implies you
another-
need electricity, so it should just be the electrical update, or it's just redstone. You can lay down 1 kilometer of redstone wire to activate machinery. Right?
If we can make trains, we should be able to run over other travelers, kill them instantly.
Get revenge for what happened the first day of our playing.
Train should be an equipable weapon. Come on, Toro. Okay, actually, I'm gonna shoot Toro out for a second.
Oh.
Why is crowbar not a weapon? That's the crowbar has.
I didn't
has
understand that either.
one use. It is okay. You can use it to like get the UMF in that one house, and does it have any other use except that?
Not as far as I'm aware.
So
yeah,
Yeah, like,
it literally.
isn't the shovel a weapon?
the
The
shovel's
shovel's a weapon, and the
crowbar
crowbar isn't a weapon. What? The crowbar has a use in one event to get one item. That's the only reason I have a crowbar. And also, you could have made the perfect Half-Life reference, which I know
Exactly.
you haven't played, but also shame on you for not playing Half-Life. What are you doing?
You really you're not gonna let us roleplay as Gordon Freeman? Like that's not okay.
That would be my main weapon. Come on, Toro. Also, metal detector weapon. Oh, it's used in one of the cities. Okay. But also, metal detector weapon would be the ultimate gangster weapon. So,
Okay.
and boat should just take all your stamina and just do a ton of damage.
Yeah, I mean we need more Joker / gangster weapons. Like currently the only gangster weapon is the shovel, which is what you want to use when you're like intentionally sandbagging, but still want to style on people.
Exactly. We need a boat. It's gonna need like a minimum stamina, and then it will take the rest of your stamina. And it's the most powerful weapon, but it just takes all of your stamina. The ultimate meme weapon.
Okay. Anything else from anybody?
I mean, if we're wrapping up, I think we're pretty much wrapping up now. I just
Alright.
wanted to kind of address our schedule moving forward. I know we haven't like fully mapped it out yet, but as you guys probably noticed, we skipped a week instead of every 2 weeks. This was the 3rd week in between an episode. So here's the plan for the rest of 2020, pretty much, I guess. We might do an episode on the 5th of December, and then we're definitely doing one for the 19th of December, but there might be a month gap, depending on what happens over the next 2 weeks. So, just FYI for anyone listening and cares about our schedule, that's what's happening.
And obviously, if we solve the puzzle or if any crazy stuff happens, we're definitely going to have a podcast for that. It's just, if we keep slacking, then we might have to have more time in between podcasts.
Yeah, we're gonna figure out a more like official schedule moving forward, but it probably won't be every 2 weeks from now on. We'll see how it goes.
I mean, well, you want to more than anything, we want to be consistent. Like, there's something you can look forward to at a consistent rate, but we need to kind of hammer out what that's going to look like, and it's especially difficult because stuff that goes on in the Travelers, given how small it is entirely dependent on like what developments are being made, what events are being hosted at any given time, and like the quality and quantity of stuff like that can fluctuate a lot, given on like a week to week basis. So there is again like the reason we had to delay this so far was because there wasn't really a whole lot to talk about, and we had to kind of resort to this format of talking, which obviously isn't really ideal for a lot of to go off for an extended period of time. We can't just hold in like an AMA every week because that's not really like what this was fundamentally designed around. So Yeah, I do agree. We kind of need to figure out something that's both like works in terms of like what you guys enjoy and what's actually consistently producible on a regular basis.
Definitely. But unless there's anything else to add, are we guys good wrapping it up?
I think we are. Lightning W. What about the more weapon? Yep, we still need that. If somebody cares to donate $40 and get that into the game, they need to request weapon functionality specifically because I will be the one to. Yeah, we need to be able to smack somebody with that mower. But yeah.
I'm gonna find the mower in the one tile in the whole world and use it as a weapon to kill Throgadude, and it's gonna be the best comeback story ever.
All right. This might actually be longer than let me check. I don't know if this is longer
Not if
than
you
the
end it quickly enough.
not quickly. All right, we gotta go quickly. Thank you all for listening to the Travelers Podcast episode 8. My name is Logic Mage.
I'm Super QGS.
I'm Traveler.
Thank you to aleKaetor and Meepcom for joining us today.
Thank you for the invite.
Thank you.
And we will see you all in the next podcast. Goodbye.
Peace out.
See ya.
See you. Alright, stream